blood isn't the only thing you drank. It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass!
I didn't even... Death Battle just dropped another one. Another banger. Now, if y'all don't know, Death Battle was my first video to hit like 6.7. I think it's at 6.7K right now. 6.7K is crazy. So I gotta show them support. Today we got Bakugo versus Reze. I know Reze's from the Chainsaw Man movie. I haven't watched it, so I might not know her lore, but we're gonna learn it today. You know, Bakugo, that's my guy, man. I remember My Hero Academia was top for a long time. You know, now it's done, and yeah. Anyways, who do I think is gonna win? I have no clue, and my Death Battle predictions are terrible, so I'm not even gonna say nothing. So let's get into the video and see what Death Battle has in store for us today. I'm not making the same mistake I made last time.
Well, look who's here.
Ooh. Damn. I was about to say straight to the fighting.
Bakugo versus Reze, the god of explosions versus the bomb devil.
Gotcha.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
What I think is gonna win? Honestly, the Reze girl kind of looks
Wiz,
crazy.
There's nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning, the rush of the shockwave, the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom. And no one knows that feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo. When your name literally means powerful bomb, it's no wonder he was born with the quirk explosion.
Damn, that boy's
It lets
25.
Bakugo create
Damn.
humongous kabooms from his
420.
palms. I can only
Y'all know Hitler's birthday was 420?
dream of having hands that red.
Quirks are genetic superpowers that most humans are born with. Bakugo inherited his quirk from his parents. Specifically, it was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions.
Making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he
tough,
sweats,
bro.
yeah,
The more
bigger the
explosion,
boobs.
bro.
His parents basically made the perfect kid, absolutely oozing with
Perfect
shonen main
explosion.
character energy.
Bakugo felt similarly, so much so that he started bullying his childhood
became a
friend
bully,
who
bro.
happened to be born without a quirk.
Yeah, okay, he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz.
Nah, he
the
had a
kaboom!
redemption though. He had a redemption.
They're so cool.
Quirks are a natural biological feature of a person's body. In the same way that we don't really think about walking or breathing, Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training.
Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight, block
And
attacks,
he used like
launch
different.
himself around, and
He was smart with his power. You know what I'm saying? He uses a different person. He's kind of like Lemillion. You know how Lemillion's quirk at first glance is kind of trash, but then just the way he uses it is just so smart.
maneuver in midair at hypersonic
Like
speeds,
that, like stuff
which
like that.
requires a ton of focus and on-the-fly calculations.
And despite getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else that we know of. Bakugo was truly a prodigy.
That's
destined
actually
for
pretty
And
good.
his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his
Wait, who
personal
becomes the #1 hero after Deku?
idol, All Might. In Bakugo's mind, the only person who wins no matter what. Absolute victory. No problem for the main character.
Except Katsuki wasn't the protagonist that he thought he was. That would be
Nah,
Izuku Midoriya, the
Deku.
quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless.
Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku somehow landed a
got
quirk
All
that
Might's
was
power,
just as
bro.
cool, and both were accepted
for
to the
one.
same superhero high school, UA High.
There, he would learn to be a superhero
One
and
for all.
fully develop his ultimate moves.
Like flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo speed, blinding people with stun grenade, focusing his blasts into armor-piercing shots, or making
Bro,
a
he uses his
big-ass
power so
tornado of
crazy,
death.
bro.
The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom.
He's pretty
Insane,
smart
bro.
when it comes to strategizing mid-fight.
He's actually smart.
He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster than Deku did.
UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers. gauntlets that allow him to
store his sweat, bro.
Gross,
Nah,
prolonged bouts.
that boy Bakugo is low-key
To
tough,
release
bro.
all of it at once in a single massive blast.
He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the
That
Straight
probably is very
Panzer,
uncomfortable.
These badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo.
What
With
season
all
is
of
that?
it wasn't long before Bakugo
gotta
made
catch
his
up.
hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion Murder God, Dynamite. Hey, I dig it. The more colons, the merrier.
But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way and put
Yeah.
the team before his ego.
Especially
He has
when
too
he was
much ego
kidnapped
and
by
pride.
the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement. Something needed to change.
So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory for
others.
everyone.
He was starting to become the prodigy everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters. Somehow,
That boy's
Bakugo's
tough.
powerful enough to shatter Todoroki's heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams, and tough enough to survive, well,
being dead? Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail.
Insane.
And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted
What?
his heart. If that
Nah,
isn't main
Bakugo is
character
actually
plot
like
armor,
that.
I don't know what
He's
is.
like
his
that.
stamina is perhaps the craziest thing about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions.
Yo, I never even thought about that. He's actually taking a recoil. Like, he's been taking recoil of the explosion since he was 4 years old.
With the overuse of his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually his
Yo,
quirk
he's a real
awakened.
hero, bro.
Essentially, when a quirk evolves to become stronger.
He's a real hero.
Now, by condensing his explosions into smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques.
Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or kaboom theory for the layman.
Powerful enough to shatter the side of a mountain, or blow apart Uehai itself.
Nah, that boy
Judging by
Bakugo
the
is like
total
that.
size, we can estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of TNT.
Given Bakugo's whole deal is explosions, it makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene.
Insane.
A chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen.
I mean, he
and
literally
carbon.
makes TNT, right? He literally makes dynamite.
Kabooms. Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up
Crazy.
all at once.
It makes me think of TNT explosions in Minecraft.
Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster.
And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered
Damn.
a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second. Almost 400 times the speed of sound.
And that's
He's
not
fast
all.
as shit.
Now he can detonate his sweat remotely and from all
What?
over his body, not just his
Remotely?
All of
What
this
the
crazy
fuck?
bullshit, Bakugo
Yo,
became one of
Bakugo got a crazy buff from the last time I watched My Hero, bro. What the frick is going on?
the strongest heroes on Earth, enough to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One. Yeah, that's right,
Insane.
the main villain. Who's the protagonist now, Deku?
Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero.
Number 5 on
Real
the
one.
rankings and rising. Not
He's
bad,
number
Kacchan.
5.
But more important
So who's
than
number
proving it
1?
to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself.
Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here!
Yo, I gotta catch up,
Dynamite!
bro.
Dynamite!
My Hero. Yo,
Dynamite!
I'm gonna be honest, bro. There was a time, man. My Hero Academia, like that first season, first 2 seasons, man, it just motivated me so much. Like when Deku's carrying those fridges, he's training so he could get one all for one. No, is it all for one or one for all? I don't know. When he's training and he's pulling the fridges and he's running and he's working out, man, that motivated me so much back when I was like, what? I was like 15.
Bite!
I was like 15, man. Good times.
Wiz, what happened to you? You look funny and squishy.
Wow, they got a
I'm over
YouTube.
here, Boomstick.
Made of
Wait.
worms.
And if you
So,
the link below,
W-
death, war,
Now it's Reze.
war, famine, conquest.
Yo, Chainsaw Man world is
Humanity has been
cooked,
plagued
bro.
by all manner of ills since they first crawled out of the primordial ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Because
So
fear itself is
disgusting, bro.
real, and they're called devils.
Literally devils from hell. These monstrous beings are the living embodiments of humanity's worst
Nasty.
nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear.
So the chicken
more
devil
fear
might
they
be
are.
so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, you know, a chicken. But what about the bat devil or the ghost devil? Or the
ghost
devil
devil would probably
embodying
be
man's fears of
would
one of the
probably be
greatest
so
weapons
strong.
it's ever created, the bomb devil.
Little
Bomb
is
devil.
known about the origins of the Bomb Devil's current host,
Oh, so she's the bomb
Reze,
devil.
if that even is her real name.
She might look cute and kawaii, but she's actually a Soviet assassin trained from
So
birth
she's
to
like
be
a-
one
she's
of
like
the
a nuke.
deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone,
Oh, damn.
but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this.
But
She's
all
from
Reze
Russia.
wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life. As much a fable to her as Aesop's country mouse.
Too bad. You are now
That's
a
how-
walking,
that's how she gets her
talking
power?
explosive. Have fun.
At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the Bomb Devil and became a
Damn.
hybrid. A human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity,
She's just
transforming
like,
their body into a living weapon.
As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal
Damn,
human.
she's
And with her
strong.
martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close. Also, Wiz, check out the bomb for a head.
Someone like Reze would eat you alive, literally.
What
Should
the
devils
frick?
like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood.
And that lets hybrids
Oh,
survive
yeah.
some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp
Yo, this anime is more disgusting than I remember. Straight gore.
some blood and they're good as new.
Especially useful considering the Bomb Devil's primary ability is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit explosions from any surface of her body, even
She's
tearing
just
up
like
limbs and turning
Bakugo,
them
what
into
the frick?
bombs that she can detonate at will.
She's like Bakugo and she's like the guy from JJK last episode.
Damn, that's hardcore.
No, not the last
She
episode,
can
but the
use
second to
these
the last
blasts
one.
to jet through the sky at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself in midair, and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Damn.
Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in
Holy
explosions
crap.
that tear apart entire cities. Making herself stronger, the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
As long as the area around
She
her
can
is
always
dry
get
enough to
stronger.
maintain ignition, Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop.
She can even turn her own
Damn.
body into different types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power.
Like
What about a nuke?
transforming
Can she turn to an bro? What? I'm not even gonna say nothing. Bro.
her leg into a torpedo.
Yo, the
or
animators
convert it into
knew what they were
dynamite.
doing. Why is
Every
she fighting in her
single inch of
underwear, bro?
Reze is a living weapon.
This made her feared across the devil world as one of their mightiest warriors, and the perfect choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man.
You see, you
Chainsaw
might not
Man.
think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs, but the Chainsaw Devil is special.
Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality, retroactively
What?
erased from humanity's
I did not
collective
know that.
consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like
Oh, he's-
trees or
I did
Texas
not know he could do that.
massacres. Silly me.
This ability makes the Chainsaw Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any global power to control.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji, a dumb, horny
Denji.
teenage boy just looking for someone, anyone, to love.
And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target, she got to know him and found they weren't so different. Both were used as tools of the state,
She
as
fell in
weapons
love with
of
him?
war rather than people.
Damn.
A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse.
And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate.
It wouldn't be the only time.
Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave Denji one parting gift, to teach him the way devils did battle before he died.
As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an
Honestly,
explosion
her power should be the craziest thing, honestly, because I don't think there's anybody in the world that's not scared of bombs. So her power should be like ridiculously off the charts, honestly.
more than 400 meters in diameter. That's over 4 football fields long.
To have a blast
Damn.
that size, you'd need to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT.
More than
Well,
comparable to
isn't
nuclear
Bakugo's
weapons,
bigger than
which
that?
is really impressive considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's
Oh, that's a whole different
apparently
person.
an entirely separate thing.
Despite
Damn,
the bombs being
okay.
technically conventional, they're just that strong.
Likely
So she's just like a
comparable to
regular
other
bomb.
powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions.
Wait, who do you think is scarier? Like, what do you think is scarier, a gun or a bomb? They're both equally bad. A bomb could
of
do
people
more
in
damage
5
though.
minutes.
That'd be over 500
But a gun is
times
pretty
the speed
scary,
of
too.
sound.
She's even stronger than the Typhoon.
I'd rather
Devil,
hold a gun than a
sentient
bomb.
city-spanning storm.
The literal coughing baby to her hydrogen bomb.
Unfortunately for
What the
Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart and proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil.
He whooped her ass, but spared her life, just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all.
But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting life of the town mouse, there are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh,
Damn.
Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's
got
dreams of
packed.
freedom were never realized. She simply changed hands
R.I.P.
from one cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb.
She couldn't beat Makima. R.I.P. Reze, man.
The battle's about to start, and I hope you
Woo!
got some.
Okay, where are we going? Honestly, I'm going for Bakugo. He can restart his heart, like, no, but then she can regenerate by drinking blood. Oh, it might come back. It might come down to that. I'm not sure.
Hear these kabooms with, like our sponsor, Raycon.
But
W
here's
ass.
things.
Raycon.
Win-win.
Something for
Death battle.
What?
Raycon. We would.
Death battle opens.
That's still a thing? Isn't that Ray J's
All
thing?
right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle.
Yo, I don't know why her fit is in underwear, bro. That has nothing to do with being a bomb builder. Oh, straight to the action. Straight to the action. No dialogue, no nothing. Ooh, big bang. The explosions do sound nice.
Your head, Dynamite.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin.
Ooh.
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're
Got
quick.
that.
Shut up and die!
Oh, damn. Oh, but she's gonna get wet now. Pause. She needs blood.
Oh, damn!
Ooh, she can fight without her head? I thought her head just had to regenerate or something. This is kind of crazy. She needs a little bit of blood. Oh, it regenerated off no blood? Damn. Oh, her body's wet. Pause.
Move it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Oh. She baited him.
Boom.
She baited him.
Leave them out of this!
Ooh. You gotta go plus ultra, twin. His arm is cooked. Oh, is he gonna survive that?
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
Oh, he came back to life, huh? Let's go!
A bit more than you could chew. My blood isn't the only thing you drank. It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass!
I didn't even think about that. She has fireworks?
I'm aiming for absolute victory! Howitzer! Impact! Cluster!
Ooh. She's done. Ooh, he came back for more.
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Bakugo, I was not familiar with your game. I'm not gonna lie. I stopped watching at like season 4, season 3. I was not acquainted with this new Bakugo. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo! Oh, Denji, we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big boobs. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the surface, these two seemed evenly matched. So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
First up, let's
Bakugo
talk
had
speed.
more.
Both Bakugo and Reze could rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they'd seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to look at the people they've fought to compare.
Reze has battled Chainsaw Man, who could match and defeat someone using the Gun Devil's power.
The same Gun Devil that could literally fly around the world, killing millions of people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
He can fly around the world just killing people.
Impressive, but
What does that have to do with being a gun devil, bro?
compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch light beams with his bare hands.
That's over 1,000 times faster. And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that caliber, there's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
However, speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this
Sure.
fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability is mind-boggling. He's
I don't think Bakugo's stamina is as good as Reze's stamina, because just based off the fact that she can regenerate.
survived being impaled through the torso and has even brought himself back to life.
But
Sure.
unlike Reze, his stamina does eventually hit a limit. Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite and from a distance.
Yeah,
Unlike
she can
Bakugo,
just- she
who
can just
usually
chill.
likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing
Yeah, that's
factor,
kinda
allowing her to
crazy.
shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag. Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's
Definitely.
unlikely it would ever get to that point. The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
Explosions!
Bakugo has that.
First, we gotta compare their 2 biggest blasts. Reze's nuclear-like bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton
they actually
explosion was over
calculated a
100
frame,
times
bro.
more powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton
crazy.
blast.
But that's not all. Remember the Typhoon Devil?
Coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of TNT.
Greater than Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just
Insane.
over 2 megatons of TNT. 5 times more powerful than the Typhoon Devil, and way beyond anything we've seen Reze do.
And this was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All for One. Bakugo takes the final edge in explosions.
And
Bakugo,
remember,
I wasn't
Bakugo
familiar with your
withstands the
game,
recoil
bruh.
of all his blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill
True.
shot,
Because
especially
of
with
the
his
he's
superior
handling the
speed.
he's
And
handling the
devil
recoil.
healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell,
Oh.
she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful as Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when devils die? They Bakugo to hell.
The winner is Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell,
W.
hero, great explosion.
W. Bakugo, I wasn't familiar with your game. Like, I need to go catch up because this Bakugo is kind of broken. Is he strong? Like, does Deku get as strong as this? I mean, Deku has the All for One, so he has the. Is it? I'm confusing. Is it All for One or One for All? I'm not sure, but man, I gotta catch up. And bro, Chainsaw Man animators are gooners, bro. Straight gooners. They know what they're doing. Fan service is off the charts. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Do you think it was a W death battle? Was the outcome good? I think based off the facts, that was a good outcome. And let me know what you think in the comments. If you want me to react to anything or check out anything, just put it in the comments. And make sure to like and subscribe and share if you can. Everything is appreciated. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.